Beats Planet.
Let me set all this up, man. Let me hit this button here. Let me open up this chat box here. Open up this chat box. Wait a minute. Wait. I gotta hit that button. All right. What's up, y'all? So, let me just say, you know, Cowboys won today. We dropped 30 and beat the shit out the Bengals. We had a game with like 3 turnovers. Pass rush looked pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Andy Dalton scored more than 30 points. What my cousin Tony got into the end zone. But we lost out on right brick on my brick. So let me explain. Listen, peep this out. I had to get my emotions out the way first, but now it's time to be analytic Voch. It's time to be composed Voch. Let me say this before I get this little explanation popping. Let me pop out the chat box like so. Boom, 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 boom. Griselda sounds. Go ahead and call into the show, man. Go ahead and call into the show. We won't be here very long. That's what my pent message says right there. We won't be here very long because I gotta kind of do my works on the later games today. So we won't be here terribly long. So I do want to get y'all's thoughts. I do want to get y'all's reactions. So call into the show. And let your voice be heard. 515-606-5187, access code 309104. I kept the lights off today, you know. I just wanted the lights off just to fit my somber, you know what I mean, and how I feel. Let me just kind of update y'all on what's going on with the right brick on my brick, because I think that's very important for y'all to, you know, just to be up on game, you know, when it comes to right brick on my brick. Also, there's a couple of y'all panicking right now in terms of right brick on my brick. Right brick on my brick is going to be the continuous theme until we're out of like the top 7. You see what I'm saying? What was so important about this, and I just want to just clear it up for everybody, right? This wasn't a, oh my God, if we win, we're drafting 20th. It wasn't a situation like that. Giants still number 1. And the Chargers, Eagles, all those guys moved down one spot, but it's fine. It's fine. We can enjoy a Cowboy W and still feel some pride in that movement, in that right brick on my brick movement. Let me explain. We still terrible. You know what I mean? We still terrible. And it's not losses that we got to wish for. These losses will happen organically, ladies and gentlemen. You say we can't stop the run. Damn it, we play the 49ers next week. Good luck to you. The Eagles are terrible, but, you know, Eagles are Eagles. Giants are bad too, but we are who we are. You know what I'm saying? So what made this game so pivotal in terms of the brick bowl or whatever, what made it so important was that it puts you at such an advantage that even if we were not to be able to trade back, if we were to get Penei Sewell, we feel pretty good about that early pick. If we were to get Penei Sewell. Now it seems like the Bengals are going to be guaranteed that 3 spot. And I foresee them getting Penei Sewell. Now, let me just kind of walk y'all through a little something, right? We at 4 now, but we not at 3. We're at 4. If the Eagles and Chargers win today, we'll still be sitting at 4 because we have the lowest strength of schedule. You see that SOS column up there in the top? You see this little column right here, SOS? That means strength of schedule. Whoever has the lowest number means that their schedule is the easiest. And if you are whack against the easiest schedule, they acknowledge that as the higher pick range or whatever. So if we were to tie with the Chargers, and the Eagles thing is kind of going to be weird because they have a tie on their record, but we're going to eventually play the Eagles and all that. But, we're going to play more and lose more. It's just that I don't see our ceiling being 3rd overall anymore. I see our ceiling being 4th overall. Now, can the Bengals win 2 games and we lose 2 games and this shit go right back to the you know what I'm saying? We can go, it goes right back to it. It goes right back to it. But functionally, you can enjoy your Cowboy W today. Because if the Chargers take care of just a little more business than you, the Chargers ain't even got to be great. They just got to win a couple more games than you, and the Chargers will be good enough to win some games. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be good enough to win a bunch more games, and I'm explaining to you why. I even think that the Eagles are good enough to stay behind us in this tankathon thing, regardless of what happens today. 15, 16, and Week 17 still exists. So we have that to be concerned about. That's fine. Let me tell you why, even though we got the W today, and if y'all want to call into the show, 515-606-5187, access code 309104, please get in now, because we ain't going to be here long. This ain't going to be a 3-hour show today. Yes, the Cowboys today. Let me tell you what I noticed about the Cowboys today. I saw my team look as bad as they normally look. Hey, the Titans beat the Jags. I saw my team look as bad as they normally look. It's just that the other team did an incredible job of helping us get there. If we ran the red light, they ran the shit out of it. They deserve to get that speeding ticket, you understand? Or that ticket for running the red light, you understand? Violating traffic laws and shit. They deserve it, okay? And I said this early on my halftime show. If they don't fumble the ball 3 times, like, what happens? I still think that we need to be better versus the run. I still think we need to be better with our run fits. I still think we need to address defensive tackle at some point. They was able to run the football on us. Samaj P. Ryan was just running the If it wasn't for that holding call that took back that Samaj P. Ryan touchdown, this game would have been different. This game would have been different. I just think we were tanking. We weren't tanking legitimately. I just think we were bad, but I think they were bad as well. That's just what that is. Jalen Smith was still bad. Our D tackles were still bad. Our corners were still bad. But we got that W though. Wait, what my button? Got that W though. You know what I'm saying? Andy was serviceable. What you want me to say? Andy got some really good field position today. Whether it be from a defensive turnover, whether it be from an Alden Smith touchdown, whether it be from Tony Pollard in the kick return game, like Andy Dalton had a lot of help there. And you know what? That was the big thing about Andy Dalton, right? Like Andy Dalton, if he had proper help from the rest of the team, like Andy would be who Andy is. Like Andy would be cool if he had proper help for the rest of the team. You know what I'm saying? And I think today he got some legitimate help. He got help from the Cowboys and the damn Bengals. The Bengals wanted Andy Dalton to win. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, Andy can look serviceable and score 30 points when the Bengals. I said something about Brandon Allen. It was and that's why I probably should do like the play-by-play during the game kind of thing. Because on that 4th and 7 or whatever, that last play that the Bengals had and they was in the red zone or whatever, and he just kind of threw the ball in the end zone. I was like, yo, man, that's a cool little move, man. The Bengals could be trying to win the football game. But instead, Brandon Allen want to throw the ball to his pops in the stands. And I just thought that was fire. They fumbled the ball 3 times. Come on, give our boys credit. This negative talk need to stop. How dare y'all? Well, Jess, let's be fair. Let's be fair, Jess. Let's just be fair here. What is week 14? So week 1 through 13, we say positive things about the Cowboys, and we also say negative things about the Cowboys. We celebrate wins, we discuss losses, but win, lose, or draw, we gonna say something positive and negative about the Cowboys. That's just how this show operates. You know what I'm saying? Then to be fair, there were 3 fumbles, but them fumbles ain't had shit to do with us. Those fumbles. Hey, let me tell you something. Even if y'all watch the broadcast or whatever, and the announcer was horrible, the color guy was horrible, but he was like, "Hey man, take a look at Leighton Vander Esch coming in and forcing this tackle." He was like, "What? No, he just fumbled on his own. All right, cool. He just my bad, y'all. My bad." Samaj, what's my man? What's my man? Giovanni Bernard got hit in the knee and his hand went Let's be fair. You know what I'm saying? So yes, good things happen, but we do talk about the good things. We talk about the bad things on the show. We just gonna talk about some bad things. It don't mean that we got negative vibes because we got war call today and we got a W today. Let me hit it one more time just in case you didn't. But boy, Aldo Smith picked up a fumble for a touchdown. Shots out to him, but you know, that's 7 points on the board. But we're being fair here. Let me go ahead and get into the phone to kind of hear what y'all got to talk about, because this is going to be interesting. We're gonna set it off with Chris. What's happening, player? Hey, yo, Chris. Hey, Chris, listen. Chris, those fumbles had nothing to do with us, sir.
Nothing at all, man. Come on, man. You can't make this stuff up, man.
Yo, Chris. Chris. The damn color commentator, right? He was ready to say it. He was like, "Oh, look at Leighton Vander Esch hitting this gap and making this fun." And then he went, "Oh no, he's just dropping everything." He said,
No, he didn't. No, he didn't do that. Yeah, no, we'll have none of that.
I take it back. Look, Chris, I said on my halftime show, you know, back in school playing kickball, how they just roll the ball on the ground. That's how we. Right. That's how they fumbled. They was pitching a kickball. They just rolled the ball on the ground supposed to pick it up.
This is so. I mean, gosh, man, how does my water taste? First and foremost, it's wet.
The water is wet today. The water is wet today.
It's wet.
Yes, sir.
And I think, if Jess is going to get on here and scream at the top of her, well, we're going to turn it down. But Jess is going to let us know how much we should be thankful for this. But the point of it all is we as Cowboys fans understand one thing. Winning this division this year is the absolute worst thing that could happen. And I know I want to win. Listen, what you're going to end up having, just imagine this. You go ahead and win this division. The Giants going to be who the Giants are. The Eagles going to be who they are. The football team goes and be who they are. And they turn around and we win this thing. Mm-hmm. So you turn around, you got to go face Arizona again.
Right.
And you still can't stop the run.
Right.
You still can't stop the run. Right? So what ends up happening, we get a Saturday in December to get boat raced on national TV, and we got to hear about that all year. Yeah. When we know Neville Gallimore need to go eat more peanut butter banana sandwiches and get stronger.
Right.
We know we need to get higher and get more picks.
Right.
The goal, what you've been preaching, Voch, what Jeff Kavanaugh, what everybody's been saying, is that why this was the Tank Bowl is because at 4, right, the price of the bricks ends up going down. Because if somebody up top gets ahead or whoever does it, you want to be in position to one of these quarterbacks.
See what it is. We feel really good about 3. We can live with 4, but if we get to 6, we should be sweating.
Oh man!
If we get to 6, we should be sweating. Yeah.
Oh man, gosh, that just made my stomach hurt. You saying that?
Yep.
That's terrible. Because there's so many holes you have to fill on defense.
Sure.
Having 5 to 6 players in the top 75 players.
Right.
Having 45 picks in the top 75 players, you can fix this defense.
Right.
you can fix this defense and get back. And honestly, if you can fix this defense and be right in the thick of things. And I ain't talking about just making the playoffs. I'm talking about making a run at one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the conference.
Right.
That's what you want.
Right.
So, man, hey, listen, man, we won today, man. Man, on the note, man, Tony is who Tony is, man. He's a great change of pace back. Andy Dalton is still god awful. I mean, Andy Dalton will get you killed. On that one play that he threw down in the third quarter, he hit Schultz with 4 people there. Yeah. Mark Cooper was sitting right wide open in the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, and people say, oh, it was a completion. No, it's just the things that you're saying when you're playing better defenses, you can't make that kind of pass when the guy's sitting wide open in the end zone, man.
Right.
And so all these, we can live with Andy folks. You know, don't say that out loud around nobody that's confident.
Please.
But at the end of the day, we got to win. We're going to have a whole week of weekends. Go ahead.
So you're not seeing this right now. You're on the phone. But for everybody that's tuned in, I pulled it up on the screen. So just listen. It's not that we want the Cowboys to lose, right? But I pulled up the Miami Dolphins draft. Because the Miami Dolphins were very right brick on my brick last year. This year, the Dolphins have numbers 7, 22, 38, 55, 86. That's crazy. I want that for my team. You can and look, and we draft way better than them. So it ain't that I want it ain't that I want my Cowboys to lose, but a pack and I do mean packs as we talking brick talk. A pack like that. A pack of picks like that can change your franchise. You have multiple needs on your team, multiple picks. Let's boogie. Let's boogie. Give me that.
Right. Yeah, see, and what they had a game of money. Mm-hmm. So they already had a top all-pro corner in Xavier Howard, and then they go get the gunslinger himself, Byron Jones. Now you got solid corners. Yep. Now you can fill in everything else. Mm-hmm. And now look at them. Last time I checked, they were 7 points down against Mahomes, and Mahomes is playing his absolute worst game of the season.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So it's going to take Patrick playing absolutely terrible for them to be in that shootout, but you got a chance with a defense that can stop it. And I love Tua Tagovailoa, but he ain't ready to go to Prescott.
Sure ain't.
He ain't ready to go to Prescott. You give me 4 interceptions ready to go to Prescott, and I beat anybody. I'll put that on everything. I'll put that on God.
Yep.
I'm beating anybody. You give me 4 turnovers with Ray Dakota Prescott and the slew of jokers I got on offense.
Yes, sir.
So hey man, I'm gonna sit back, man. I always listen, man. I love the nation, man. I love every last one of them. You know, I need $100,000 to come through. I need everybody to come through because it's gonna be quick and I'm gonna get out your way. But man, this is the worst feeling. This is the worst I've felt on a win in a long time. So, man, I love you, man. We'll talk later this week.
Hey, Chris. Chris, watch this. Right before you hang up, watch this audible I'm about to pull, right? Uncle Charlie on the phone, Short Dog on the phone, Jay the Great on the phone. But listen, Jess is also on the phone. And I see her in the chat box, and she's not having none of this. So I'm about to hang up on you and skip her in the front. Because I know she about to let us have it. Look, I'm about to get out. Look, hey, Chris, I'm about to get this ass whooping out the way. She about to whoop us. But she about to whoop. But after that, we back to our regular schedule program. I just know Jess about to smoke us right now on this phone. Somebody go ahead. But listen, but Chris, but all I got to do is talk sweet. She gonna giggle at me, you know what I mean? And everything will calm down a little bit. But before she giggle, she gonna let us have it. She gonna smoke us, Chris. All right, so Chris.
Yeah, she gonna beat me. I'm taking this whooping. I'm just gonna take it like a man. I'm be like Denzel and Glory. I'm gonna just take it. I ain't gonna cry. I'm gonna take it. I'm mad.
Let me just see if we can get through this. All right, Chris, appreciate it.
All right, man. Holla here, man.
Yes, sir. Uncle Charlie, please hang tight, man. Let's get Jess on the phone so we can get this whooping real fast before we get back on track. Hey, Jess, how you doing? What's going on?
Hey, Val.
Hey, what's going on with you, Ladybug? What the deal is?
What the deal is?
Yes, ma'am.
We won. That's the deal.
Hell yeah! Let me hit this button for you since we won. Yeah.
So why all the negativity? Yes, we 4-9. So right. What? The other teams ain't that much farther than us.
Right.
At least they can't talk down and bad about the Cowboys today, which get on my last nerve.
Right.
But okay. look at the fact of all the stuff our team went through as well as others.
Right.
But other teams, they still got mostly everybody that's starting on their team and they're still losing.
Yep.
So what? At least give our boys the credit. They did go out there and try to win, but you and Mr. Mark called it. Y'all said Andy Dawson was going to go out there and try to ball in front of the team that cut him loose, which he did.
Yeah.
But yet, like Chris said, he going to get them boys killed. I was mad at some of the throws he threw. He almost threw a pick as well.
Right.
Which was stupid.
Right. Stupid. Yeah.
But the point is, I'm just saying, stop all the negative. At least give them some credit, some kind of credit.
Right.
And stop bashing them so bad.
Okay,
That's
how about
all
this?
I got to say about it.
Okay, how about this, Jess? You ready? Andy Dalton went out there and put 30 points up on the Bengals and smoked them boys on the road. How about that, though? Ha-ha. 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 Hey, Jess. Hey, Jess.
Yeah,
hey, Jess. Hey, yo, Jess, did you see Alden Smith pick that fumble up and get that touchdown? Did you see? Did you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait.
They say he got hurt.
Nah, he all right. But Jess, how about Randy Gregory getting them sacks? Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see? So we saying, so look, it's all positive vibes, Jess. We just want to be concerned about the overall.
I'm sick of the draft talk, though.
Yeah.
I'm tired of that. We still got football to play. We don't even know if we're going to live to see the draft. That's the type of stuff that aggravates me.
Yeah.
I get tired of people always want to talk about the future when we don't even know our future ourselves. Stop trying to be God. Let God show us. God already know what it's going to be. We just got to live up to what God's expectation is.
Yeah.
That's all I be trying to get people to think like.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't like all that draft. Oh, they win. We out there. I don't care about drafting it high. I want them to win because I know they can. And I'm sick and tired of them talking about Dak gonna lose his job. How?
Right.
They better keep Dak if they know what's best for him. And Dak ain't no sorry quarterback. And Dak, they won't say 8-8. Dak 8-8. It wasn't his fault. Y'all dealt with Jason Garrett for 10 years. Jason Garrett did what? Y'all see what he doing. You see what he doing. Look at the Giants today. But y'all want to talk about we miss him? Oh, no, we don't miss him. I'm glad he gone. And y'all need to stop being all up on Mr. McCarty. The one that we need to do, McCarty is the one that got on them boards. It wasn't nothing to do with Nolan, because Nolan ain't been coaching these boys. Mike McCarthy got on them.
Right.
Mike McCarthy, he got some manness of himself and told them what's what.
Yeah.
Nolan is trash.
Huh?
Y'all want to talk about the boys trash. When have our boys ever been this low in tackles and all that? Tell me.
Right.
2 years ago, we was 11-2. We was 11-2 getting ready to whoop the doggone Eagles yesterday.
Yep, 11-2. Yep.
As of yesterday.
Yep.
So that's all I got to say. Stop trying to say they this, they that, they trash. How is they trash now when they weren't trash 2 years ago?
Yeah.
They ain't trash.
Sure.
You got to have a coach to get in up in there and coach them boys to be the best that they are. They are talented players. They just need a true leader. You see Sean Lee was out there today. That's why. The general been out, so what happened? Right. You got to understand, key players, key leaders, if they go down, then yes, some boys need to step up, but they confused because they put them in different places that they not used to playing. Sure. You got to keep them where they belong.
Sure.
Stop moving them boys around because that's not what you do. What you do, you get that player that you lacking from that practice squad that you hired them for, that you put on the practice squad to do. Stop putting them boys in them strange plays because they not used to playing like that. So, yes, they messed up. They was out of the place they used to playing in. Leave them where they are. Get the person that you hired, that you got on your practice squad to fit the key squad, this practice squad, to fit in those places. Stop moving people around out of their place.
That's fair enough.
That's all I got to say.
So Jesse, that's all you got to say before you leave. Can you just smile and giggle for us one time? You know what I'm saying? Just so we can get the vibes back up before we move on the phones. Can you just one time?
Oh, you saying I got the dodge down?
No.
I was.
I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that.
Yeah.
It's just that we just got.
I had to miss church today. I had to miss church all this weekend.
I'm just
I
saying.
ain't liking it.
I'm just saying.
I ain't like missing church, but I'm glad the boys won. I didn't like missing church because I got sick on Friday, and I had to go to the emergency room. It wasn't COVID.
It wasn't COVID.
But
okay, long as
no, I had my kidneys, and my stomach. Something was going on there. They gave me some antibiotics.
Okay.
To get rid of it.
Well, just take it easy. Drink some water, get you a nap, and enjoy the show. All right.
I got me cranberry juice. I've been sleeping. I don't like sleeping all day.
All right.
I'm not gonna sleep all day because I'm sick. I got to stay up and move. Because that's how people that are sick get down.
Right.
You don't move when you don't move around. When you don't get yourself. I clean my house like I do all the time, and I sweat. So whatever's there, the antibiotic pushing it out through my pores. So it's gotta go. Cause my God is bigger than what the devil trying to attack my body with.
Amen.
But somebody said that because of COVID, that's probably why my body going through what it is. They also said my white blood count was a little high. But I'm gone, y'all. Have a blessed day. That's all I'm saying. Just be happy. I just want to see some happy people, man.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't like seeing negative and unhappy people.
Right.
Y'all have a great day.
Right. All right, Jess. Thank you. Great call. Great call, Jess. Great call. Great call. Now, if we can get back into this tanking talk, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? If we can go back to being pissed off the Cowboys won, now let's go. I'm playing. Good call. Let's get Uncle Charlie on the phone and see what he's talking about. What up, Unc?
What's up, nephew? What's going on, Cowboy Nation?
Man, listen, Unc. It ain't nothing like a woman reprimanding you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like a woman getting you in line, fussing at you, waving a finger. You move with your uncle and auntie and Bel Air finger waving at you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like it, Unc.
Well, let me tell you something, man. Ain't nothing like Jessica, man. She's very special in my life. Yeah. And everybody knows this. And I'm gonna have to head down the little go to church. Look.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna leave it at that.
Yes, sir.
But let me tell you something, man. Let me just say this. I'm happy for the win, but this is an illusion.
Right.
I'm happy for the win, but if everybody in the chat know what an illusion is, it means you see something, but it ain't real.
Right.
Today we saw a football game, but it wasn't real. Don't let this trick you just like it tricked my friend Stank Gallup. I got a friend named Stank Gallup because every time we go around, somebody says, somebody sing, and it always be him. But man, let me tell you something, man. He gave me a call. He said, hey Charles, I need you to come over. I said, man, listen, I don't have enough of your escapades, man. Every time you look around, I got to get you out of trouble. What is it now, bro? He said, man, I'm trying to get this hornet's nest out from the side of the house. I said, look, man, I don't think you need to mess with no hornet's nest. Now, I see his wife in the background. You need to leave that hornet's nest alone. I said, look, man, I'm going to come over there, but I ain't going to get out the top. All right, man, come on. I get over there. I said, man, don't do it. He threw the rock at the hornet's nest. Man, the hornets just bust out the bag. Man, he was all right coming towards my car until he underestimated that rock that was sticking out the ground. Yeah. And, man, they hit him upside the head. Had him swole up like a hungry jack.
Right. Right.
Well, like I said, I want to ask you, Voch. Now, this win that we have, that we got today, do this hurt us or help us?
Well, it's good for your team's morale. You know what I'm saying? You know, this team needed a win. You know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't help in the draft process or whatever because it's just multiple ways to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't hurt us too bad. If anything, we should enjoy it. If anything, it should be a moral victory. We should take it as an evaluation piece. Terrence Steele getting better every week. Connor McGovern getting better every week. Tony Pollard getting more involved, getting more acclimated to his spot. Defense still terrible, but you know what I'm saying? We can just learn from it, you know. And you know, Cowboys W is always good. It's just that it just puts us one step back for the draft process. But you know, we can live through that. You know, we can live through that.
Well, you know what, nephew?
Yes.
I know you got other calls, but let me just say this. I cannot wait until you do Auntie Jess and Uncle Charles' greatest hit.
Okay.
And in closing, for the new year, where everybody can hear the love that we have for your show. But in closing, let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody says that Zeke is trash, you're talking about somebody's son, nephew, cousin.
Yes, sir.
And that's being dismissive. Somebody called me crazy. And I told them, well, you say I'm crazy, but I'm glad you know my diagnosis. Or could it be I'm crazy for Cocoa Puff? See, when you call somebody crazy,
right.
If you call me crazy, if you see me downtown butt naked sitting in front of the bank with rice hanging out my mouth, then I'm crazy. If you see me with some pink flip-flops on with a cowboy hat saying, give me the money, then I'm crazy. But I'm happy for the win. I love you, Cowboy Nation. I love you too, nephew. And that's what it is, bro.
There are levels to crazy. I appreciate you, Uncle Charlie. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Always
yes, sir.
game. Always game. You can go around calling somebody crazy, but you don't know how crazy they really are. Good game. Good game from Uncle Charlie. Let's get back on track, man. Let's get
The conference has been locked.
Just like I say, we ain't gonna be here all day. We ain't just gonna be here just for a terribly long time. This is nothing. We ain't gonna be here forever. Got stuff to do today. Let's get back to the phones and hear what they talking about. We got 8 callers on the line, and they all platinum. Couple of them privileged. Let's boogie. Let's go. Yes, Short Dog up next. 100 grand on deck. And we're gonna go Dirk in the hole. Hopefully Dirk got a good analogy for us. Let's boogie. Short Dog, what's happening?
Yeah, Voch, look, bro, I'm feeling the love from Jess and from Uncle Charlie, and I'm with it, bro. Look, that's the reason why I am a Cowboy fan, because of them kind of people. I mean, I love that love, and that's the kind of guy I am, bro. Ain't nobody fighting more,
Right.
busting heads with their own family just for this Cowboy talk. Let me tell you something, bro.
Right.
Ditch Network took off the Fox channel. I don't know if anybody else, if it was just in New Mexico. What? I had to go 15 miles from the border for what I figured the most important game. Because listen to me, bro. When they took Dak, when Logan Ryan cheap-shotted Dak, and they took Dak off on the stretcher, bro, that's when we left and everything left. And I looked at next year, and to see what next year going, I want to see next year going. So, look, to give ups on people, I'm going to say Randy Gregory's good. And if we had Tyler Biadasz instead of Looney getting his ass thrown around there, I'd be more happy out there if he was available to play. So what I'm saying is if guys are ready, then I want to see next year's guys be ready. I don't want to see Aldon Smith rolling up his price tag. I think he has fallen off since the first 4 weeks. I think Randy Gregory's a whole lot better. I mean, he's a good player, but I mean, for me, I want to see what guys that are going to do long term. If we win with them, I'm fine with it. But when we're outgunning the Bengals, the Bungles, I ain't gonna be that happy, bro. Especially when I travel 120 miles an hour, 120 miles away from home, bro. But listen to this, Voch. The Cowboys, what people don't understand is about positioning, bro. When you're talking about brick on my brick, that's the realest talk I've ever found in my life, G. Let me tell you this. When we're sitting on third, it's not so much, look, this guy, it's about opportunity, bro, because once people start touching your opportunity, they start cutting it down, the product gets less pure. The farther it goes, it's a proven fact that a real brick is going to be way more in the southern part of Texas. The cheapest is going to be from New Mexico to the southern part of Texas to parts of Arizona and part of California close to the border.
Yeah.
The second you start going East Coast, I don't care what Gucci says, he ain't paying 10 a key for them pieces, bro.
Right.
Those guys are getting taxed 50 to 75, G.
Right.
And I'm telling you right now, so we're sitting at a piece like, look, let us get in the best position in the game so we can get a break to cook and come up, dynasty style. And every time we're losing opportunity out there, I don't know if you feel me, Voch. I don't want to waste your time, bro. I don't want to hate on nobody because I got love for Jess and them, bro. You're my folks, dog. I got love for you. And it is what it is. I'm just hurt with the fact that we should have lost this game, bro. We should have. I'm not happy with Aldon Smith and Dalton winning this game. I mean, it's big position, bro.
Short Dog, don't you worry, man. We gonna find a way to get back where we need to be at. Don't trip. We gonna boogie, my guy. Appreciate you for holding me down the streets, man.
I got you, Voch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, let me tell y'all something, man. Short Dog hit me with the most profound thing on this show. Just good game for everybody. Short Dog called in and said, hey, man, look, the price varies. Just because a brick costs one thing in Mexico, don't mean it's going to be the same in New Mexico. Oh, Short Dog. Oh, Short Dog. Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you so. When Short Dog say he tapped into the streets, I'm like, yep. Yep. When he said that, because when you hear Short Dog, Short Dog sounds unassuming, but that's how they, that's just how they sound sometimes. But when Short Dog said, I say, you know what, you can't doubt nothing else Short Dog say no more. Just because, hey, it varies. The price in Mexico ain't gonna be the same in New Mexico. Well, that's fair. That is fair. Short Dog don't miss neither, man. He is privileged for a reason. Let's get back into the phone, man. 100 grand up next. Dirk on deck. Dave from New York in the hole. Let's get into it. 100 grand, what's happening, player?
Bow. Short Dog, man, speaking that fact, you heard?
Yes, sir.
Short Dog, speaking that facts, you heard?
Let me tell you something. Every time Short Dog get into that talk, I know 100 grand somewhere just dancing. 100 grand, like he had a concert. You are screaming at your phone. Talk to him, Short Dog. Y'all talk the same language.
You feel me? But I'm going to tell Short Dog something. See, that's why we got Will McClay. He know how to add them products and make it stretch. You feel me?
Yes,
he
sir.
know how to throw something in there and make that brick do what it do, even though we got cut a couple times. He know how to make that brick stronger. So, listen, man.
Hey, look, 100 grand. 100 grand. There's this wise, we're going to call him a philosopher. He says, that shit don't lock up. You hit the block up and still get it off to the snorters. Fire.
Yes, sir.
Fire.
Yes, sir.
But what you got for the show, my guy? Before we get indicted.
I don't know what you thought. This is all legend.
I've
watched a lot of Narcos.
We're talking sports
on Netflix.
We're talking sports. We talk about football. I don't know what the hell going on. We talking sports. Vlad TV. But go ahead, my guy. Stelios, Uncle Dave Alexander dropped 5 in the super chat. Says, your nephew, what's up, Dave Alexander? Appreciate you dropping 5 in the super chat. Go ahead, 100 grand.
But I mean, come on, who expected us to lose to the Bengals? Like, I'm not impressed by that. I'm really that didn't. Yeah. Come on, nah. I knew we were gonna do that to the Bengals.
Yeah.
We wasn't gonna let Andy Dalton go out there and lose. No, it don't work. You gotta understand, football's a brotherhood. They see we gonna get this win for you, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna get this win for you, and that's exactly what they did.
Right.
And plus it's the Bengals. Come on, man.
Right.
Are you serious?
Right.
Like, Zeke still didn't do, come on, other than that 25-yard run, it was pretty much you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I liked how Andy spread the ball around all 3 receivers. I like how he did that today.
Right.
But other than in the defense, they did their thing with the that's what I like to see. I like to see the turnovers that the defense did, but most of these guys probably ain't even going to be here next year.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Sure.
like, you could go, yay, but a lot of these dudes probably won't even be here next year, man. So it's like, let the young guys play. Let us see what these backups that's going to be here next year. Let them get that experience. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So we got an experienced team, so when Dak come back, we can roll. You feel me?
Right.
It's not like, these babies coming in and playing.
Right.
Like, you see what my Roll Tide doing out there with freshmen out there holding it down. You feel me? We going to this national championship.
Wrap this up, please, sir. Wrap this up. I got callers, man. Please, if you don't mind. I got 7 other callers, please.
I know you ain't a fan. You feel me? But it's just, that's all I'm saying. Like, we won this game, but a lot of them dudes ain't even gonna be here next year. So it's like, let the young guys play. Let them get at it. Let them get that experience.
Sure.
And if we lose, when we lose, that's as good for our brick on our brick. You feel me? Period. Like that. That's. But overall, it's good to have a Cowboys win. But
always
it
good.
is what it is.
Appreciate 100 grand. Salute.
Roll Tide.
This is Alabama. I don't dislike Alabama. I actually like Nick Saban. It's just that we ain't talking Alabama today. We not. But he does make a fair point though. I do think that there should be some adjustment made to where Savion's not going to be here. Rashard Robinson's not going to be here. Chris Westry and Reggie Robinson are going to be here. You know? I don't foresee Dorrance Armstrong being here very much longer. Probably got like another year in his contract. I think it's his last year. Is it last year? 3 years, yeah, something like that. Sure. Let's get Bradley and 9 involved. Sure. Let's give Rondell Carter some more stats. Some more plays, rather. Sure. I'm with that. Y'all know I think Tony should get more carries in general. You know what I'm saying? Tony should just, you know. I think that's everybody. For the most part, we've been playing our young guys for the most part. The linebackers, yes. The linebackers, too, yeah. Even though I think Jalen and Van Der Esch will be here, I still need to know what Gifford and Francis Bernard bring to you, though. It'll be nice. All right, let's move it on. Dirk up next. Dave from New York on deck. Jake the Great in the hole. Let's boogie. Dirk, what's happening?
Hey, what's good, Voch? What you got up?
Man, it sound like you inside of a Pringle can, man. Where you at?
I'm in the garage. Hold on.
Is your garage made of Pringle cans?
Okay.
Nah,
I got my earbuds. I got my earbuds in today.
I got you, Dirk. Go ahead.
I just want to say this, man. I'm checking out Steel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was chatting it up with my partner.
Okay.
I said, say, man, Steel look like he progressing.
Sure.
I wonder if we played our other young guys, would they progress like Steele? Because first 4-5 games, man, Steele was not it.
Sure.
And I understood we had to play him because Scotland was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the fact, if you got Bradley and Nigel, like you just stated, if you got other guys out there, I mean, these guys are shit sandwiches, man.
Mm.
But if you look at Steele, he was a shit sandwich. Now, he's still a shit sandwich, he's just not a soggy one.
Sure.
Like Major Payne.
Major Payne said, yeah.
You understand me? So, yeah, so it's just, I like the fact I'm going to give Steele his props because I like that. I like to see guys progress. But that's why we want to see these younger guys get out there. Mm-hmm. Win, lose, or draw, man, the nation's still going to be the fans.
Right.
We still going to root for these boys, but sometimes you got to put the GM hat on. And I understand where Jess is coming from. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, let's get some premium picks.
Sure.
That if we had that, I swear to God, we win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
If we had that, without that being realistic, dude, I can't say we gonna get past the first round if we do make it to the playoffs. So, I mean, with that being said, the brand gonna sell itself. Mm-hmm. We know that. Mm-hmm. The fans gonna have these high expectations every year. We know that. But, man, when I know one 5-star general, man, he out. You understand me? He hurt. Mm-hmm. So with him being gone, I mean, expectations drop.
Right.
And the Dogs ain't going to win us no Super Bowl. Defense playing the way they playing ain't going to win us no Super Bowl. Yeah, them boys did good today, like Unc said. Hey, man, it's the Matrix. Mm-hmm. You understand me? It's the trick. We being bamboozled. We not this good.
Right.
How many times did T. Higgins drop the ball?
Right.
Leighton Vander Esch went for the interception, and it's like, oh, boy, pulled his arms away. You know what I'm saying? So he can get a clear pass and pick that thing up.
Right.
Like, man, these dudes trying to lose. They trying to get this number one pick. I want my team to fight hard. I want these boys to keep fighting hard, but I want to see these youngsters fight hard. Mm-hmm. I want to see somebody on their rookie deal go out there and make a difference. That way next year, they got something under their feet. They got their feet wet.
Right.
You understand me? They got a couple games under their belt. Then they come in with the full off season. You understand me? Mm-hmm. Preseason. Now you got the full season with that, with your number one player.
Right.
But that's all I had to say, man. I ain't gonna let you down on the manager thing. Yeah, this boy, he's still a shit sandwich. He's just not a solid one.
Appreciate it, man.
So that's all I had to say about that.
Appreciate it.
Already, bro. You keep doing your thing, bro.
Yes, sir. Good call. Yeah, man. Basically, I said that on my halftime show. Boy, where was all these turnovers when Ford was playing? But it is what it is, though. It is what it is. Dave up next. Jake on deck. JR in the hole. Let's run it. What's up, Dave?
Cowboys 6 Lombardi. What's good?
Man, cooler, my guy. Just trying to figure it all out. Trying to compartmentalize it. You know what I mean?
Yo, listen, man. Blasphemy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to lose no Bengals.
Never.
I don't care.
Never.
I don't care. I don't want to lose no Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
And I surely didn't want to get swept by Washington.
Right.
But it happened, though.
Yeah.
We won against the Bengals, and we got swept by Washington.
Right.
But listen, I'm going to tell you like this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do our thing. If we win, we lose that draft high pick. You know what I mean? We win, have some credibility this season.
Right.
Well, as I said to you earlier at halftime,
right.
We need to stop playing
mm-hmm.
and pay for.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Pay for, because we got to lock him up, because I don't know if even if he was here, we probably still won the division, but that defense is still on shaky ground, on thin ice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And the fact of the matter is this, man. We get these wins, and then, you know, we go into next year. I'm also for, while we're not playing our backups, you know what I'm saying? Because we know we got in Jalen.
Right.
We know we got Van Der Esch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Put the bodies out there, because like LaCola said earlier, those guys ain't going to be there next year.
Right.
Oh, you said that, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It was said.
Yeah.
So, see what we got, build that depth, and then, of course, in the draft, learn what we need and play and fill those holes.
Sure.
Because, you know, playing to win, like, you know, it makes no sense.
Right.
But I don't want to, as you said previously, you don't want to tank because you're not tanking, but you don't want to be in a position where we go into with question marks into next year.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We already got, like I said, we got to pay for, because that's the biggest question mark right now. We ain't paid for yet.
Right.
But, you know, boss, that's all I got. Thank you for taking my call, man.
Appreciate you.
And salute you.
Yes, sir. Dave from New York. I just want to tell everybody this too, man, because I see it in the chat box and I've been sitting in the comment section every now and then, here and there. Don't think just because Terrence Steele ain't dying a slow, horrible death and getting us killed, don't just mean that don't mean he good. He's gotten better. He's gotten us whooped less. Terrence Steele is still a liability. This is the problem with Terrence Steele and why I don't see a future on this team for him. Terrence Steele is an undrafted free agent. So his contract ain't 5 years like a first round guy. It's not 4 years. Terrence Steele contract is 3. So if Terrence Steele's contract is 3 years, I put it in my mind, in my offensive line mind, how long would I think it'll take to develop Terrence Steele? I think it'll take 3 years. I think it'll take 3 years to develop Terrence Steele into being okay. So now the question is, do you pay okay Terrence Steele? I don't think you do. Because wherever Terrence Steele's launching point is at, it was still lower than Brandon Knight's. It was still lower than Cam Irving, if that makes sense. It was lower than Connor Williams. You know? We had that same conversation about who was it that Larry Allen Jr. We had that same conversation about him too, right? Well, Voch, can he develop and be like his dad? Well, how long you want to wait for him to be his daddy? And they realized the time that it takes to develop him didn't correspond with the business. You know? Now, if it's a situation like salary cap don't exist, like the 90s, and you could just hang on to a player for 8 years, I think a lot more player development would be happening. I just don't think that player development can exist in a land of salary cap. Swole Cat Gaming says Terrence Steele is Jeremy Parnell 2.0. No. Jeremy Parnell started at a much higher floor. and then turned himself into a starter because his floor was so high. He wasn't better than Doug Free or Tyron or Lael, but his floor was higher. Terrence Steele, I can make an argument that Terrence Steele worse than Chaz Green. And y'all know I don't do shock value stuff. I don't say clickbaity things. I legitimately think Chaz Green just had the worst game by an offensive line I've ever seen in my life. Terrence Steele has had a terrible season. Terrible season. He's gotten better. But the reason we give Terrence Steele props now, or the reason I would give, let's just make this Voch, right? The reason I'm giving Terrence Steele props is because he's simply gone from the worst offensive lineman I've ever seen to simply just a terrible National Football League offensive lineman. That's a lot of growth. It's a lot of growth. Just not enough. Just not enough. This is valuable experience for an undrafted free agent. I think he will be better next year. Sure. But let me offer this to you. Terrence Steele got a chance to play because Tyron, Lael, Cam Irving, and then Brandon Knight got hurt, whatever. Then Zach Martin got hurt. Sure. Don't forget he got benched for Zach Martin too. So that's a couple guys in front of him. Chat box, y'all can feel free to go in there. You can answer this question for me. I would love to see it. If you had to pick a swing tackle moving forward, would you pick Brandon Knight or Terrence Steele? I would love to see y'all's responses to that. This ain't me hating on Terrence Steele. I'm just talking about the business side. Terrence Steele can exist on this roster because so many guys are on IR and they don't cost roster spots. If I had to pick who my swing player is and who's my guy that I'm going to develop, I'm picking Brandon Knight over Terrence Steele. Now that I've picked Brandon Knight, he's still behind Cameron Irving. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem here. So it's not like Terrence Steele is the swing guy and he's trying out for swing guy, but he's behind the guy that's behind the true swing guy. We can afford to carry multiple swing guys now, but that's only because we got 4 tackles hurt. That's all I wanted to present to y'all. Moving on. Let's get Jake the Great on the phone. JR up next. Q. Pardon me. Jake the Great up next. JR on deck. Q in the hole. My apologies. Now, Jake the Great, what's happening, player?
What's happening with you, dog?
Coolin', my guy. What's happening?
Man, to be honest with you, dog, I'm sitting in the truck, man. I don't know how to feel. You feel me? Because I'm originally from team win, no matter what.
Yep.
But you know what I'm saying? I slowly been buying into brick on my brick. So, But then I started thinking about it, dog. There's an old saying: if it's taking too long to lock up, bring it back.
Bring it back. Yes,
you know
sir. Yes, sir.
And the reason I say this, the Cowboys, they're a disappointment, dog. Why I say this? When you want them to win, they break your heart. When you think they're going to lose, they start winning. And I'm looking at Washington's schedule. I think they got 3 tough games to finish off the season, right?
Sure.
I think they're at Seattle or home against Seattle, I'm not sure. Then they got Carolina, 2 teams that are fighting to get into the playoffs.
Right.
And then I think they finish off in Philly.
Right.
So that game's going to eliminate themselves. Then the Giants can't score no point. And I'm like, damn, I might have to take this brick back because something told me these damn Cowboys might rip off 3 wins, man, and do the worst thing in the history of man. Win the damn division when there's no reason for them to win it. And that's just what I fear is going to happen. What do you think about that?
Well, this is my thing. We beat the Bengals, but the Bengals definitely beat themselves today. And if there's a team in the league that's worse than the Cowboys, it's the Jets, it's the Jags, it's the Bengals. So we talking about draft picks, we're placed properly. Like number 4 that we looking for, we in the right place. Because we like the 4th worst team in the league right now. So we deserve to lose to the Bengals. But if you was watching the game closely, they was moving the ball. They was running the football.
Yes,
they was throwing it. They just had 3 phantom fumbles that just looked oddly familiar, like they was all trying to make themselves lose the game. You know what I mean? We weren't great on offense. It's just Tony Pollard gave us some good field position. Alden Smith gave us a score. Another fumble gave us good field position. A fumble where nobody touched the guy gave us good field position. These things not gonna happen every single week.
You forgot one thing.
What's that, sir?
The referees actually called offensive holding too against the other team.
Sure, I have never seen another. Look, I didn't even know what that looked like. They look, the referees threw the flag. I just knew it was against us, and it was going to be a touchdown. Sure, the Bengals almost came back and beat you. But they called a holding call, which was a holding call, but they called it. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to ask yourself, okay, cool. We play the 49ers, defense and a run game. I don't care who they got at quarterback. Defense and a run game. Better than Cincinnati's. I think who else we got? We got the Giants and the Eagles. I don't like the Eagles, so I kind of hope we win that game just because I don't like them. But they got enough pieces to get it done on defense. Giants got enough pieces to get it done. I just don't think the Cowboys are a really good football team. But, it just kind of is what it is.
We ain't a good football team, but one thing that I know about football, winning builds confidence. And
yes,
this is not the confidence that I wanted at this time.
Right.
Because we don't know what Mike McCarthy said to them boys in the locker room. He could have said, hey, man, your mama this and your mama that. You feel me? For all we know. And when teams get turnovers, them things are contagious.
Yeah.
When they run in that end zone, they start celebrating. I just, like I said, man, we might have to take this big back, man. Looks like they're going to do some stupid shit and win these next 3 games, man. I don't know what to say, man. That's all I got for today, dog.
Appreciate you, sir. Jake the Great. Chat box, let me tell y'all something. I don't care how bad it get. I ain't never taking this brick back. I could be at the 7th overall pick. I'd be like, hey, y'all, who want to trade up? Come get a pick. Hey, y'all want to pick? Y'all want to pick? Y'all want to trade up to get the 5th best? What, the 6th best player? What y'all want to do? I ain't never taking a brick back. If I gotta stand in there and make that pick, then I stand there and I make that pick. I ain't taking a brick back. we gotta do what we gotta do. JR up next, Q on deck, Josh in the hole. Then I'm gonna check in with the chat box, see what y'all talking about. JR, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, man? I just want to say, I looked at your I just saw your halftime show video, and I looked at your Panay Sewell breakdown.
Yes, sir.
It was pretty good. I kind of watched the game I was in and out. I don't really know what to say. But I want to kind of compare Jalen Smith to, you remember when Trent Richardson first came in the league and he was running, but he didn't know what hole to go through?
Yes, sir.
That's kind of what Jalen Smith is reminding me of. Like, you don't know what hole he needs to hit in order for a play to be stopped. He just looked discombobulated.
He just running around. Yeah. There was a point to where I was like, if the D-line was better, Jalen would be better. But Jalen's just doing stuff to take himself out of the play. So I don't even know how much a D-line helps you there. Because it's not like Jalen's getting beat because he's getting blocked. Jalen's getting beat because he's getting misdirected to death. Like, any kind of motion send Jalen Smith running to hit a referee somewhere. And that's a big problem for him. So we're going to have to address that.
Yeah, and my last thing I was going to add, do you think Panay Sewell, with us having that 4th draft pick in the first round, you don't think Panay Sewell would somehow drop to number 4, or you think he'll be gone with no first 3 picks?
Man, Sewell gonna have some weed in the gun, some weed in the car, and a gun under the back seat, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see Sewell being on the board at 3 the Bengals having a third pick and then passing on them.
Yeah.
I just simply don't see that.
It was fun. Well, not to interrupt you, but as soon as I saw your video, I was looking at the game, and one of the commentators said the Bengals probably will be taking Sewell with the number 3 pick, and I was like, that he would. After watching this film, I like what he's built. I like the way he's built. He, like you said, all you got to do is know when to punch and know when to know when to hit hard and know when to kind of finesse guys. But
there's only one thing. There's only one thing that could just throw this whole draft off. Chat box, let me know how y'all feel when I say this. JR, there's one thing that could throw this whole draft off. I know the Jags like to do goofy stuff, like pay Nick Foles money. You know what I mean? Like they like veteran quarterback. If the Jags were to go get a guy like Jacoby Brissett, or to go get a guy like, I don't know, name veteran quarterback, I don't know, whatever they do. Like if they pull a Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were a team last year that we were talking about that they were in the quarterback market until they got Tom Brady. Now, if you're a team that want to sell yourself, let's just say you the Jags, right? If the Jags say, I'm gonna go get a quarterback in free agency, but I want the best offensive lineman on the board because they feel that good about Penei Sewell, and then it forces the Bengals to have 2 quarterbacks on the board, the whole draft could look different. The whole top 12 picks could look different if that's the case. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Phillip Rivers, whatever. I'm not saying that's going to happen. But the only way I don't see Sewell going 3 is if something weird happens at 2. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
That's all I'm saying.
So, I mean, my last thing, just say if Sewell is gone, would you take, is there a linebacker you would take? I haven't been keeping up with the draft board or anything like that because I've just been out of the loop for a second with working. But what linebacker would you possibly take in the first round if you were Dallas? Or would you take a linebacker in the first round? Or would you go O-line and try to fix what's going on there?
That's if I could trade back or if I'm in number 4. JR?
Right, if you could.
Go
ahead.
Well, okay.
Assuming they would probably trade back if Penei Sewell is not there, right? If he's not there at that.
Yeah, if Sewell's not there and we can trade back, then it opens up your options. The only thing that makes me nervous is if Sewell's not there and we can't trade back and we're forced to draft somebody at 4. That's what makes me nervous.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you're forced to draft somebody at 4, what options? Who would be the best available option at that 4 spot? You wouldn't have an idea, probably right out the back, would you?
Well, okay, let me just say it like this. You sitting at the number 4 pick, right? There's a linebacker on the board that's really good, but you don't like him more than you would like Devin Smith when he was coming out of LSU, you know? Or there's a cornerback that's on the board. It's a couple cornerbacks on the board. But you don't feel as good about them as you felt about C.J. Henderson that went 9th overall last year. You know? There's a pass rusher that people talking about that I think is a 4th round pick. You know what I'm saying? And you got some other pass rushers that probably should be going in the teens somewhere. That's the weird thing about this draft. That's the only reason why I either want to trade back or I want to be terrible and get the 3rd overall pick. Because ain't no Joey Bosa's, ain't no Jalen Ramsey's, ain't no Miles Jacks. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's really, this draft is not really, I don't really see any defensive players that's really sticking out of my mind. Like, I watch college football, but I just hadn't watched it enough because it's really not the same to me anymore. Like, I'm kind of lost at who I would probably take at that 4th spot. Like you said, if Sewell's not there at that 4th spot, I would trade down and, you know, I wouldn't want to take the best player available at that spot because he might not be a need.
Sure. But to be fair, just don't win to dress your board, you know? Cause watch this. This is something that me and Jeff talked about on the show we did the other night. How my board may end up looking. Appreciate it. How my board may end up looking, a wide receiver and an offensive lineman may be ranked ahead of those defensive players. If I'm being true to my board, I might just have to take the damn receiver or offensive lineman. It just is what it is. If Sewell is gone, there's a tackle from Northwestern named Rashawn Slater. Beat the shit out of Joey Bosa. And if Joey Bosa, I mean not Joey, but Chase Young. And if Chase Young is going to be in our division, it'll be nice to have the dude that whooped him in college. I'm just saying. So when Tyron Smith is gone, we'll just have that guy. You may not want to take another offensive lineman that's not Penei Sewell. You may not want to take a receiver, but this is a 5-year conversation. When we talk about draft picks, it's more than what that pick can do for you this year. It's a 5-year conversation. So you may say, Voch, why do we take Jamar Chase because we got Michael Gallup? My answer would be is you may not always have Michael Gallup. Gallup may not be here after next year. So when Gallup's gone, you'll have a guy.
I was thinking the same thing.
Go ahead.
I was thinking that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that.
Sure. But I appreciate you, though, JR. Good call, man.
No problem, man. Thanks.
Yeah. You got to love draft talk, man. I am always here for the draft talk. David Smith says, I like Caleb Farley better than C.J. Henderson. I cannot agree with you. I really like C.J. Henderson. C.J. Henderson was very, very good at what he did. And he didn't get all the attention because Okudah existed. I can even make the argument that he's having a better rookie year than Okudah. But C.J. Henderson, in terms of technique, the physical, the 4.9 40 that just blew us out the water, the length, C.J. Henderson was an incredible prospect. Caleb Farley played 1 year. He's playing a position that he's only played for 1 year. Very physically gifted, but he has a lot of technical flaws. C.J. Henderson didn't have those technical flaws. The only knock on C.J. Henderson was he just probably wasn't going to tackle anybody. But Caleb Farley's not the best tackler in the world neither. I mean, he's an ex-receiver. What you want him to do? You know what I'm saying? So you can like Farley. Don't forget Henderson, though. Don't forget what that boy brought to the table. That's all I'm saying. He didn't make miss either. Tamara, what is you talking about? Tamara, what? Your shirt should be in the mail tomorrow, by the way. I sent it out a long time ago, but, holiday season, mail people doing what they're doing. Tamara, your shirt is on the way. Tiara, if you listening, your shirt should be on the way Monday or Tuesday, so shouts out to y'all. But I don't know what you mean, but he didn't make miss either. What that mean? I don't know. We're going to get Q on the phone, then I'm going to answer questions in the chat box for a little bit, and then we're going to boogie. We're going to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. How long the show been going? Let me see how long the show been going.
Your shirt should be in the mail tomorrow, by the way. I said it out a long time ago, but,
Turn down your radio. Q, what's happening?
Your shirt is on the way.
Hey, boss, what's going on, boss? How you doing, man?
What's good? What's good?
And Cowboy Nation out there. Hey, I'm glad you're taking my call.
Mm-hmm.
Calling in from the D.C. area, man. I gotta hear these stupid Skins and Ravens fans here all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna talk about a couple of the positives because I think your show started off. You mentioned something about talking about positives and negatives.
Sure.
So the positives, I'm glad we won. I'm glad the Cowboys won. I like to say we got a couple positives with Tyrone Crawford getting a couple sacks. I believe Randy Gregory got a couple sacks. We got about 4 sacks.
Sure.
Your caller that called earlier mentioned something about Dak taking a cheap shot. That was not a cheap shot. That was a football play, by the way. People get on Zeke about the way he's playing. Now, I'm looking at stats. This man has 784 yards as of today. Now, anytime you're going to run against 8 men in the box, I don't care how good you are, man, that's a tough out. That's a tough out because the teams are not respecting Dallas's QB.
Right.
The negative on this is the defensive line, man. I totally agree with you, man. they're not good. I'm looking at stats. Now, riddle me this here, Voch. DeMarcus Lawrence, through 14 weeks, 13 weeks of play football, 25 solo tackles, 18 assists. Solo plus assists equal 43, 4.5 sacks. Jalen Smith, 61 solo, 51 solo, 51 assists, total 112. You're talking about $124 million on paper. Now I'm not one to get in the man's pocket, but man, the production is not fitting the money. Now I know there's a lot of DeMarcus Lawrence fans out there that are probably upset about this, but the bottom line is he is just not productive. Now I don't know if it has anything to do with scheme or the player itself. Anyone that's a superstar, they're going to adjust regardless of scheme. You got a guy coming off the streets after being out 5 years with 5 sacks. Something's not adding up. You got Joe Thomas, who is a special teams guy, linebacker, who has also 43 solo assist tackles, the same as an every down starter. I just don't understand this, man. I blame Jerry for this because what he's doing is he's paying these players after one good year. He's sitting here overpaying these players. The money, Voch, is not feeding the production. The production is not fitting the money. And so they need to do some serious soul searching, evaluating going forward, because I'm so sick and tired of seeing DeMarcus Lawrence get on TV saying we got to play better. We got to do this. No, Nick, you got to play better. You should have more than 4.5 sacks. If you are a great player, as you get on the media and say, you need to be able to create your own things. Okay? Sure. Again, I'm not saying this could be a scheme.
Sure.
But sometimes you got to step outside the box, Voch, and say, wait a minute, maybe it is me. Maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. Because there's no way I'm paying you $70 million on paper and you're at 4.5 sacks versus a player that's come off the street for 5 years.
Yep.
Something's not adding up, boss. It's just not adding up.
100%.
I'm glad they got the win.
Yep.
And then, we'll see what goes from there.
100% Q. I totally agree with everything you said, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
All right, man. Thanks for taking my call, Voch, man. Take care now.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Man, I totally disagree with everything Q said. I just didn't feel like fussing today. I just did not feel like fussing today. Boy, I disagree with everything Q said. Boy, wait a minute. Let me hit my button. Oh, Lordy. With D-Law, we got to stop looking at that one category on the stat sheet, man. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop it. D-Law does so much for this defense. He might be the best player on this defense. He might be the only player on this defense that you can count on right now. He's the only player on the D-line getting double teamed consistently. He's the only player on defense that the other team run away from. The only player that the other team really has to account for. Is D-Law a sack specialist? No. I don't think D-Law was ever a sack specialist. I just think he had some really good years getting sacks. Would D-Law get more sacks if his 3-tech was better? Possibly. Would D-Law get more sacks if his 1-tech was better? Sure. Probably would. But this is the biggest one. This is the biggest one, and then we're going to move on. And chat box, you can simply say amen if you feel what I'm saying when I say this. D-Law would have a lot more sacks if my incompetent ass defense would stop the run. You want to know why we didn't get many sacks on Lamar Jackson? He only threw the ball like, 17 times? 17 times? If we would have stopped the run, you know what would have happened? Lamar Jackson probably would have threw the ball more than 17 times. You want to know what happens if we? You want to know what happens if we stop the run and get these other teams to throw the ball a little bit more? We get sacks. That's what'll happen. But I digress, though. Appreciate it, though. Great call. I just didn't feel like fussing, man. And I know Q got some good argument. He's a good fusser. And you know what I mean? And you know, maybe next time, man. Maybe next time. Cause look, I told y'all this, man. I'm almost getting into retirement because I feel my young man energy going away. Like if this was Voch 2 years ago, I'd have argued with him for another 2 hours, and you know what I'm saying, we just got it, we got it cracking. You know what I mean? I feel my energy going away, man. I ain't have it in me to call spirit bomb today. You know, if we stop the run, other teams throw the ball more. If they throw the ball more, we give them more sacks. Easy peasy. On the current pass plays that we do run into, if our 1 techs and 3 techs are a little better, maybe our ends get more sacks. D-Law's not even a pass rush specialist. That's Randy's job. You want to know who getting sacks? Randy. Randy's getting the sacks there. But anyway, shut down the phone. That's gone. You're gone. Kyle Allen only had 9 completions. 38 points, defense trash. I feel you. Chat box, for whatever reason, you may not have been able to call in. Some of y'all sitting in Brazil. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You can't wake up somebody laying next to you. Or you may be in class. Or you may be at work. Or you may be at a party or something. Spreading the COVID, whatever. Whatever you may be doing, and for whatever reason you couldn't call into the show, this is your opportunity to call into the show. I don't know what your reason is. You might be shy and you couldn't call into the show. You may have talked up your anytime minutes, anytime your Obama phone may have a bad signal right now. Whatever it is. Whatever the reason you couldn't call into the show. Now is your time to talk through the chat box. So with that being said, chat box, what are your questions? What y'all got for me? Hurts delivers a touchdown on 4th down. Hey, Bleacher Report, Jalen Hurts. Hold up. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts finds Alshon Jeffrey in the end zone on a 4th and 2. And it's Alshon Jeffrey that Wentz ain't been able to find. Jesus, man. I love me some good mess, boy. I love me some good mess, boy, I tell you. Chat box, what's happening? What y'all got for the show? This loss was empty calories, sure. D-Law is a dog. 14 sacks in his last 42. That's worth $21 million. I'm not gonna get into that. The 77 calling it a career worry you because now it's his neck, his back, his neck and his back. If that bomb dropped, wouldn't that force you to draft first pick instead of best player available? I don't think so. I think you just draft whoever comes to you, you know, and you deal with tackle whenever you deal with it. I do think that's why trading back is so important, because you can get more picks, you can address more situations or whatever. I think Dak, first of all, let me tell you something, man. I saw Dak be projected to throw for 7,000 yards and lead the league in touchdowns with Terrence Steele, Zach Martin, Joe Looney. Tyler came in later, but Joe Looney, Connor Williams, and Brandon Knight. I can see an offensive line made of Brandon Knight, Connor Williams, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, Leo Collins. I can see that line existing. And if not Brandon Knight, Cam Irvin, whoever has the better camp, they can fight it out. Or Terrence Steele. If Terrence Steele go into the hyperbolic time chamber and come back a brand new player, cool, he could do it too. I just don't think Dak is going to be good with 5 backups on the offensive line and the worst defense I've ever seen. So I don't want to panic on offensive line if Tyron Smith is hurt. I simply want to take the best player available, and then when we get to day 2 and 3, we fill out our board with the players that we need. That's my thoughts. We could use that Eagles touchdown, man. Right brick on my brick. Hurts looks decent as fuck. Well, does he look decent or does Carson Wentz look terrible? That's the difference. Are you pissed that we lost the Battle of Sewell today? Well, John G, shouts out to John G, DMV Cowboys fanatic. Y'all go over there and follow his channel. Click his emblem in the chat box and go follow him. This wasn't about Penei Sewell for me. This was about, can I get 3rd overall pick, right brick on my brick, and I trade back. My first goal is to always trade back because I want more picks. If I couldn't trade back, then I would like the floor to be, okay, at least I know I can get Penei Sewell. You see what I'm saying? Sewell is the second prize. Now the third one is, okay, somebody please come get this pick at 4th or 5th overall. That's my new conversation. That's my new discussion. I'm comfortable with Edge now. D-Law, Randy, Alden, if we can get them back. Let's shore up the middle. Sure. Tackle, linebacker, safety. I agree, sir. Jalen Phillips looked better than Rousseau. How high do you think he can go right now? I mean, Jalen Phillips will go, mid to late first, second round. It's too early to know, but Phillips will be in there somewhere, around there somewhere. But he does look better than Rousseau. Rousseau's a 4th round guy to me. The defensive issue is a combination of things. Let's start with Van Der Esch. He's a major issue when it comes to him hitting. Well, see, this is my whole thing. And I had this conversation with Okoye Media, but he don't believe water wet. My problem with my linebackers is we just got a room filled with will linebackers. I think Van Der Esch will be fine. You just got to put him at will linebacker. Van Der Esch and Jalen and Sean Lee, for that matter, they're not Mike linebackers. If anything, Sean Lee's close to a Mike that we have. Van Der Esch is a will linebacker. I think Van Der Esch would be better if we had a true Mike. Jalen just happens to not be a true Mike. That's my thoughts. D-Law isn't close to Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack, TJ Watt. So why they got to be him? Like, I'm not really worried about that though. Because to be fair, Cooper ain't DeAndre Hopkins, but you just got to pay the cost to do business. You know what I mean? Dak ain't Pat Mahomes, but you got to pay the cost to do business. What's another example? Zeke wasn't Christian McCaffrey, but I ain't want to pay Zeke no way. Byron ain't Jalen Ramsey, but you would love to have him. My whole thing is, and you ain't got to live by my philosophy. I'm just me. You can live by the philosophy you want to live by. My philosophy is, I'm not paying you for what you're going to do. I'm paying you to not be without you. So now my decision is, what will be easier? Paying you to not be without you, or paying someone to replace you? Example, paying Ezekiel Elliott. If we're not paying Ezekiel Elliott to be the best running back in the league, we're paying to not be without Zeke. Cool. My next question is, do I feel like I need to pay to be without Zeke? No. Why? Because I feel really good about playing with Tony. Bet. D-Law. Do I feel comfortable paying to be without him? Yes. Why? Because push come to shove, Dorrance Armstrong could be my starter next year. That ain't what I want. And we paid D-Law when Alden Smith and Randy Gregory weren't a thing. You know what I'm saying? And you could say things like, oh, Voch, it's easy to go find a veteran defensive end to come on in here. Yeah, but whether it be Michael Bennett or what's his face? Robert Quinn or Alden Smith or Randy Gregory. Let me put my microphone close because I think all those guys get really good production just because D-Law's on the other side. If I had to live with those guys, I would feel pretty indifferent about living with those guys. But currently, D-Law is the best defensive player you got on your team. And if I got to pick between playing with him or trying to replace him and playing without him, I'm keeping D-Law. Because I know that when we run out there, he's the best player on our team. Is it D-Law's fault that he's the best player on our team? No. All right. Thanks for your question, sir. I just don't feel like it's fair to compare him to Aaron Donald, Khalil. I mean, that has nothing to do with his money. Like, he got paid because it was time for him to get paid. It is what it is. Like, the next quarterback to get paid is not going to be better than Pat Mahomes or Dak. Well, if Dak's the next person to get paid, you understand what I'm saying. You'll just put yourself in a forever cycle of being miserable if every time you went to go pay a player, you didn't play them because they're not better than the top player. Like, if you didn't pay Byron, we have to live without Byron Jones, right? But if you don't want to pay him because he's not better than Gilmore or Ramsey, you got to live with that. You got to live with that. But I'm paying Byron so I don't have to play without him. Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith? It's pretty early right now, but it's close. It is close. Voch, have you watched tape on linebacker Chad Surratt? Nope. Got to find the film. I'll get to him, though. I'm going to watch film on everybody before this thing gets done. So, hang tight, but I'll get there. Did you look up safeties yet? Nope. Me and Jeff are actually looking up corners. We're studying corners and safeties this week so that when Wednesday or Thursday come around and we get into the Jeff and Voch draft show or whatever, we'll talk about corners and safeties. Also, for my Patreon people, if you want to go watch film sessions right now, there's some long form film sessions on my Patreon right now. Some of those will not make YouTube, but that's up for you to decide. And while I'm watching film on the corners and safeties, you'll be definitely getting a Patreon bing this week. So this week we'll be watching. I feel like I keep avoiding Dylan Moses, but whatever. But we'll be watching Andre Sisco from Syracuse, Paris Ford from Pittsburgh, Trevon Morig from TCU, Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech, Sean Wade from Ohio State, J.C. Horn from Georgia Tech, from South Carolina State. I'm looking at Georgia. As many Georgia DBs as we can fit in. That's the safety LeCount and like the 5 other cornerbacks that they got. We'll be watching those guys. And apparently there's a safety at Florida State I need to be watching too. I got film on Florida State, so I'll be seeing if I can find it to watch them. So we're going to watch all them DBs this week. So go to the Patreon. We're going to be watching them early. All right? Great question. What would our record be with Dak? Don't ask me questions that's going to make me cry on camera, fam. Don't do it. You wanted to see a real defensive end stats? I don't want to see a real defensive end. I don't want to see a real defensive end stats. And then he want to take me to a Hall of Famer, Bruce Smith. Oh, Pete. All right, Pete. Everybody that get paid got to be Bruce Smith. I feel you, Pete. Or Khalil Mack or Aaron Donald. I feel you, Pete. Is it realistic to trade back? Is there a buyer? If there's a quarterback on the board, there's a buyer. There's a buyer and there's some realism there. Soraya looks a hell of a player. Eagles 10-0. Shit. Cowboy fans are always comparing players to the guys on other teams. Yeah. And I hate that. Should have kept Hitchens over Sean Lee. I don't think it was a problem whether Hitchens was good or not. I think we let go of Hitchens because we couldn't pay him. That's what I think that was. Cowboys finished 4th and 12. For 4 is the theme of the 2020. All right, Harold. What's your opinion on Blake Bell this year? Is he doing a good job? He's being a backup tight end. He's just being a backup tight end. No worries. Do you think Van Der Esch could become a player like Bill Bates was? I was born 92, play. So if Bill Bates wasn't in that range, I can't tell you. 28 years old. You making too much sense. Appreciate you, sir. Dak is our Steve McNair, but with a higher ceiling. Sure. I think Dak. Let me chill because people get too caught up in their historic players. I actually met Steve. I got an autographed football with Steve McNair's signature on it. I lived in Natchez, Mississippi, and 30 miles north is Lorman, Mississippi, where the college Alcorn State is, and that's where Steve McNair played football. I used to go to his camps all the time when I was playing football. So I got an autographed football from Steve McNair. Pretty dope. Cox at linebacker for LSU. Haven't seen him. It's dark on your side of the video. Yeah, right, because I cut my lights off, man, because it's just a very somber mood up in here. Sad. Right brick on my brick, man. San Francisco is beating the football team. Okay. Jabril Cox. Okay, yeah, Jabril Cox. That's his name. Yeah, I know Jabril Cox. That's it. You want Pollard, but what's the point, Judah? I don't know what that means. Thanks for answering my question, but not answering my question. What was your question, Judah? I don't remember your question, player. I mean, my bad. I mean, I just read a bunch of questions, but I don't remember reading the question, my guy. I apologize. Is this it with our offensive line? 80 to 90%. And at the 1 yard line, 4th and 1, who you going with? Zeke or Pollard? You go Zeke there. In a short yard situation, you go Zeke. You definitely go Zeke. But I don't think that's what you was asking, though. I don't think that's what you was asking. Yeah, you've been asking about Zeke. Yeah, sure. Yeah, same. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, cool. All right. Last questions going once. Okay. Last questions going 2 times. No? Yes? I'm white and I love Dez. All right. Shouts out to white people that love Dez. Dak, why do you think we undervalue? Well, I'm Voch, but let me fix my focus there. Yeah, I'm Voch. Voch, why do you think we undervalue DT and safety so much? I mean, you know they don't realize what you need till you stop. Well, I think we devalue safety and D-tackle because I think that's what the league does. You know what I'm saying? I think the league devalues safety and D-tackle. Now, it just depends on the D-tackle. I think the tackles that are valued are these top-tier 3 techs, but those guys go early. And we just haven't been in position to draft those guys. Even when we're bad and we get to the CeeDee Lamb pick, Ken Law, Derrick Brown, those guys are gone. So it's just that the one techs that we don't get a chance to draft because we're just not in position to necessarily draft them. Even safeties. I think all the best safeties in one techs, they all go between like 26 to like 39 to 40 or so. You know what I mean? So we didn't draft a safety because, okay, like look at last year, right? We couldn't draft Ken Law or Derrick Brown, so we ended up getting CeeDee Lamb. I'm fine with that. We wanted a safety, but by the time we got to our pick in the second round, McKinney was gone, Delpa was gone, Winfield was gone. So we had to take the guy that was there, and Diggs was there, so we took Diggs. You know what I mean? It's just that sometimes it just got to play out for you. And just is what it is, man. But hey, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. This was fire. This was dope. One more war call for the victory there. All right. I'm about to go cook my shrimp in this olive oil. I'm about to cut on these games here. Then tune into my night games. Play a little bit of NCAA 14 later. Watch somebody else play Disco Elysium. That's a cool little game to watch. And after that, I'm going to bed. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski.